Hello everyone, you're on the Software Developer blog channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Today we will talk about React.js. I will tell you what it is, why everyone teaches it, why it is so popular. I will show exactly what you can do with it. In general, we will conduct a full review. And also tell you the React.js learning plan for a beginner. I think everyone has already heard a million times that React is a JavaScript library for creating a user interface created by Facebook back in 2013. It is better to show all this more clearly, and now I will show examples of what React does. We use React to process the presentation layer, that is, the view in web applications. In addition to it, you usually also need a backend or a library, additional components for working with React.js. So to speak, if you need a static site for example, you can use Gatsby. Gatsby is a fast static site generator based on React.js. The static site generator is a compromise between a simple HTML site and a full-blown CMS like WordPress. Be sure to check out Gatsby. It's a cool, easy way to make blog-like websites with all the goodies of React. If you need a site rendering server, then React has Next.js for this. In conjunction, they work simply easier than ever. For animation, there is React Spring. Also be sure to try this library. React forms are handled using React Forming, and React Redux is used to manage application state. The Facebook site and the Instagram site are written just on React. And also their mobile application is also on React Native, but more about this in more detail towards the end of the video. Indeed, React is now the leading JavaScript library, and let's see why. It has many benefits, and let's start simple. A small overview of what React is like in practice, in which part of the site it is generally used. You can write on the front end, which implies not only the layout of the site and just the appearance, some components, an adaptive menu, and so on, but the addition of some functions. For example, by clicking on a button, displaying a modal window. Drop-down lists with any information, various navigation bars, for example, leaving on the left like on YouTube. It looks complicated, but in fact, React is written very simply, especially with the number of ready-made libraries where it can be used. Various auto-completions, some changes by clicking on the button. Let's say the component stores the state and by clicking it changes with external changes. Various charts can also be attached to React. Administrative panels, with adding, editing and deleting data on click, various lists and changing the state of the list on click. It can be drag and drop or just some kind of state change, some kind of sliders. In general, everything that adds dynamics to the site is written in React. From shopping carts in an online store to sliders and pop-ups. Let's take a look at the benefit of React. First, it is really very easy for beginners thanks to the components approach. One of the advantages of React is its component approach. It's just a lifesaver in many cases. Everything in the user interface is a component. And you can make them as small as you want. A component is just a JavaScript function. That's how convenient it is. Every good developer knows that small classes, modules, and anything else are easier to understand, test, and maintain. The same is true for React components. They are very easy to create and work with, too. Components can and should be reused, inherited from each other, linked. A component is a kind of building block from which an interface is assembled. React is powered by JSX. It's an XML-like syntax. At its core, it's HTML plus JavaScript plus XML. Got JSX. JSX is as simple a thing as regular HTML. You just need to remember how it is going and that's it. On the other hand, it is built into JS itself and can interact with it. In other words, we got templating right in the programming language. Huge plus. The second benefit is React hooks. This is improved state management. The biggest advantage of hooks is that they allow you to share state logic between components without changing the architecture and the entire block of code. Along with this, hooks allow you to reuse logic between components without changing its structure. Just as important for developers, hooks eliminate the hassle of writing a class for each component. The third one of the very important advantages, probably the most important, of React is the use of a virtual DOM. But to understand this advantage, it is necessary to explain a little theory, and I will try to be brief. A DOM is an object model, a document. It is a logical structure of files in HTML format. Each HTML tag is an object. Nested tags are children of the parent element. The text that is inside the tag is also an object. All these objects are available with JavaScript. We can use them to change the page, whatever. The main problem with traditional house design is the way change is handled. That is, we introduce them to users of data, queries, and so on. The server constantly checks the difference caused by these changes to give the necessary answer. To respond must, in a way, he also needs to upgrade the trees of the DOM. Whole document that is not ergonomic. Since the trees are the house today, they are quite large, and contain just thousands of elements. The React development team has been able to increase the update rate with the help of a virtual DOM. React only updates the changed parts of the page. DOM access is by far the slowest part of modern web applications. So this library gets a performance advantage by optimizing it. This is also possible thanks to the React component isolation we talked about earlier. Another advantage of React is the ability to write cross-platform mobile applications directly on iOS and Android. For this, the React Native library will be used. You can see her work right now. I think everyone has Instagram or Facebook installed. As an example, you can see what is done with the React library. Looks right in your hands. Well, here is such an overview on React.js. That's all for me. Like this video, see you soon.